World Bank supports the reform programs of the interim government. World Bank Vice President informs about the support during a call-on with Chief Advisor. Election Commission holds meeting with 18 development partner countries regarding election. Government will take decision about the election schedule. International Crimes Tribunal will announce the verdict of 4 out of 16 cases filed on July killing within October next, informs law advisor. Law enforcing agencies and judiciary must work together so that the terrorist does not get involved again after getting bail, says Home Advisor. Young generation must come forward to build future Bangladesh, says Youth and Sports Advisor. Israel carrying out genocide in West Bank, also in Gaza style. Ceasefire will be cancelled if all the hostages not freed by February 15th, warns Trump. And Sohaili Akhtar of Bangladesh banned for 5 years under ICC anti-corruption code. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Tulika Mulika Das, welcoming you all to news at 10 p.m. You have just heard the highlights, let's move on to the details. World Bank Vice President Martin Reiser has reiterated the global lenders' pledge to support the reform agendas of the interim government. Martin Reiser came up with pledge when he called on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna in Dhaka today. During the meeting, they discussed issues of mutual interest, including the World Bank's financing of the country's major transparency governance and digitalization reforms, including tax administration. Chief Advisor Professor Yunus explained his recent creation of a consensus commission to facilitate dialogue with the political parties over the reforms recommended by 6 major commissions. The meeting also discussed the importance of a strong digitization agenda, including details of the National Identification (NID), with Reiser saying the World Bank can help Dhaka connect with countries that have robust digital identification infrastructure. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires to Bangladesh, Tracy Jacobson, has called on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna today. They discussed issues of mutual interest and the fallout of the U.S. decision to freeze the work of U.S. aid across the globe. Professor Yunus and Jacobson also discussed the reform agenda of the interim government, the Rohingya crisis, migration, and the country's law and order situation. Professor Yunus highlighted his recent moves to form a consensus commission and, under its auspices, to inaugurate dialogue with the political parties of the country. Chargé d'Affaires Jacobson stressed that elections for a new government should be free, fair and inclusive. She also inquired about Operation Devil's Hunt, recently launched by the country's security forces. The chief advisor said he has called for reconciliation in the society, urging people to break the cycle of retribution and to create the grounds for peace and harmony in the country. Election Commissioner Brigadier General retired Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanaullah said that the election will be held as per directives of the Chief Advisor following national consensus alongside reforms. The Election Commission is taking all kinds of preparation for the election targeting December, he added. Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanaullah also said this to journalists after meeting with the ambassadors of 18 countries and mission heads, including the UNDP, today. Stephen Liller, resident representative of the UNDP, said the Commission has sought cooperation for holding the election. The UNDP will extend all kinds of cooperation, including upgradation of voter lists for holding a free, fair and credible election, he added. International Crimes Tribunal will announce the verdict of 4 out of 16 cases filed on July killing within October this year. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul informed this at a news conference organized on the trial of July killings at the Secretariat this afternoon. The advisor mentioned that so far more than 300 complaints on July killings were submitted. Of them, International Crimes Tribunal has lodged 16 cases on the basis of investigation. Law advisors said a total of 16,429 fake cases were lodged during the tenure of Awami League government. Of them, 1,214 cases will be withdrawn within next 1 week, confirmed the advisor. Law enforcement agencies and judiciary have to work in a coordinated manner so that terrorists may not engage in crimes again after getting bail, said Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Jahangir Alam Chaudhry. He said this at a workshop in the capital's Rajarbagh today. At the workshop, Law Advisor Asif Nazrul and Industries Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan called upon all forces to discharge their duties more sincerely. Operation Devil Hunt is underway across the country to check anti-state and terrorist activities. Family members of the terminated BDR personnel have started continuous sit-in program at the Central Shahid Minar today to press home their 6 points, including proper investigation into the deaths of every BDR member in jail. BDR Kollan Porishod organized it. Other demands include legal steps against the responsible persons in the cases of unnatural deaths in jail, reinstatement of all innocent BDR personnel into job as well as ensuring compensation, restoration of previous BDR Act by revoking BGB Act 2010, bringing back the forces named as BDR instead of BGB, introducing a national day in the name of all martyrs in and outside Pilkhana. They demanded proper justice against the culprits involved in the killings of 74 people during the Pilkhana carnage. The International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) summoned 6 people, including former Dhaka North City Corporation Mayor Atikul Islam, to appear before it on February 17th in a case filed over the Uttara July-August mass killing. The International Crimes Tribunal passed the order after hearing a petition filed by the prosecution today. The special tribunal also issued a warrant against a police officer and allowed Constable Hussein Ali to interrogate him. Prosecutors B.M. Sultan Mahmood and Ghazi Monwar Hussain Chaudhry stood for the state. The accused are Uttara East Thana Awami League Education Affairs Secretary Shahinur Mia, Uttara West Thana Awami League President Monwar Islam Chaudhry, Robin, Ghazipur Metropolitan Awami League Organizing Secretary Abdullah Al-Mamun Mondal, Uttara Sector 6 Awami League President Bashiruddin, Metropolitan North Ward 1 Jubo League President Delwar Hussain Rubel. Meanwhile, ordinance was proclaimed after the amendment of Tribunal Act for the second time. ICT prosecutor Ghazi M.H. Tamim informed that the amendment will enhance the independence of the tribunal and the ability of the investigation officer to search and seize evidence. Youth and Sports Advisor Asif Mahmood Shaji Bhuiya said that youth should come forward to build the dreams Bangladesh in future. He made the remarks today while speaking at the inaugural ceremony of 3-day Toruner Utshab, a festival of youth at the Central Sports Ground of Dhaka University. The festival is organized to rebuild the country and move forward with state reforms while maintaining national unity. in order to ensure a fair democratic transition and to establish a culture of justice and reform. The advisor urged everyone to work together. Youth and Sports Secretary Mohammad Rezaul Maqsood Zahidi, Dhaka University Vice-Chancellor Dr. Niaz Ahmed Khan and Director General of the Department of Youth Development Dr. Ghazi Muhammad Saifuzzaman, among others, were present in the inaugural ceremony. Later, the Youth and Sports Advisor visited a number of events such as the Cake Festival and Fine Arts. Bangladesh has been ranked 14th on the list of the most corrupt countries out of 180. With a score of 23, Bangladesh has been ranked in this position, which is the lowest in South Asia after Afghanistan. Transparency International Bangladesh (TIB) revealed the information today at a press conference in its Corruption Perceptions Index 2024 report. While speaking, Transparency International Bangladesh Executive Director Dr. Iftikharuzzaman said Bangladesh holds such a position in corruption due to the extreme corruption of the fascist Sheikh Hasina government. BNP will cooperate with the present government in holding free, fair and neutral election. BNP Standing Committee member Mirza Abbas said this while speaking at a workshop titled 31 Points and People's Involvement in Repairing State Structure in the capital today. Those who will try to foil the election, they will get appropriate reply, he warned. Mirza Abbas further said that accomplices of the previous government still working in favor of Awami League in every place in the country and trying to misguide the government. Mugda Thana Unit BNP organized the program. Dhaka South BNP convener Rafiqul Alam Mojnu presided over the workshop. BNP leaders, including member Secretary of South BNP Tanvir Ahmed Robin and BNP leader Ishraq Hussain, were present on the occasion. Now moving on to the international news. Palestinian Health Ministry reported that Israeli forces in the occupied West Bank shot dead 3 people on Sunday, including a woman who was 8 months pregnant, while the military said it had targeted terrorists in a raid. It later said military police had launched an investigation into the death of the pregnant woman. Israeli forces launched an operation in the Nur Shams refugee camp on the outskirts of Tulkarem in the northern West Bank at dawn on Sunday, as part of an ongoing offensive in nearby camps, the military said. The Palestinian Health Ministry said 23-year-old Sanders Jamal Muhammad Shalabi was killed in a pre-dawn incident with her husband Yazan Abu Shola critically injured. The mother-to-be was dead when she arrived at a local hospital, the ministry said. The Palestinian Health Ministry has said at least 70 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli fire in the West Bank this year. Violence there has escalated since the October 2023 outbreak of war in the Gaza Strip. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, at least 887 Palestinians, including militants, have been killed by Israeli forces or settlers in the West Bank since the Gaza war began. The ceasefire between Hamas and Israel appeared increasingly fragile today after US President Donald Trump warned all hell would break loose unless Hamas release every Israeli hostage by the weekend. The truce in place since January 19th largely halted more than 15 months of fighting in the Gaza Strip and saw 5 groups of Israeli hostages freed in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. But tensions spiked after Trump proposed taking over Gaza and removing its more than 2 million inhabitants. Yesterday, he ramped up pressure, saying he would call for an end to the ceasefire if all Israeli hostages were not freed by noon on Saturday. The ceasefire agreement says staggered release should take place over the ongoing 42-day first phase of the deal. Trump's threat came hours after Hamas's armed wing, the al-aqsa brigades, said the next hostage release due to take place on Saturday would be postponed until further notice. At least one person was killed yesterday after a mid-sized business jet skidded off the runway while landing at the Scottsdale, Arizona Municipal Airport and collided with another jet that was parked, authorities said. Dave Folio, a spokesperson with the Scottsdale Fire Department, said at a press conference that at least 4 other people were injured in the crash. One person remains trapped inside one of the planes and first responders were working to free them, he said, while 3 other people were taken to area hospitals. Folio provided no other details and it was not immediately clear what caused the jet to skid off the runway. The Federal Aviation Administration said in a statement that it was investigating the crash, which it said involved a Learjet 35A that skidded off the runway, which then collided with a Gulfstream G200 jet. The incident comes at a time of heightened scrutiny of U.S. air safety. Now back to the national news. Environment advisor Saida Rizwana Hassan urged the business community and international partners to help in shifting from fossil fuel-based energy production to renewable and sustainable sources. She made the call today while speaking as the chief guest at the inaugural ceremony of the Sustainable Apparel Forum 2025 at a city hotel. The environment advisor said that merely increasing the number of environment-friendly factories is not enough. The garment industry must play a responsible role in energy, water and chemical management. She said the government, in collaboration with German partners, is finalizing a chemical waste management rule. European Union Ambassador to Bangladesh Michael Miller, Netherlands Ambassador Andri Carstens and Bangladesh Investment Development Authority Executive Chairman Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun also addressed the inaugural ceremony. Now moving on to the weather news. Met Office, in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow, said weather may remain mainly dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Moderate to thick fog may occur over the country during late night to early morning. Night temperature may rise by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius and day temperature may remain early unchanged over the country. Country's lowest temperature was recorded today 11.3 degrees Celsius as at Tetulia, and capital Dhaka's lowest temperature was recorded 18 degrees Celsius. Now moving on to the sports. The International Cricket Council (ICC) has banned Bangladesh woman player Sohili Akhtar from all cricket for 5 years after she admitted breaching 5 provisions of the ICC Anti-Corruption Code. Having admitted the charges, Sohili accepted a sanction of a 5-year period of ineligibility starting 10th February 2025. The charges relate to corrupt approaches made in relation to matches in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2023 held in South Africa. Sohili has played 13 ODIs and 2 T20s for Bangladesh. She has taken 11 wickets in 2 formats in her 9-year international career. Brazil's under-20 team asserted their dominance with a convincing 3-1 goals victory over Paraguay in the final stage of the South American Under-20 Championship. With this triumph, Brazil secures their ticket to Under-20 World Cup set to take place later this year in Chile. Gustavo Prado, Ryan and Alisson scored 1 goal each for Brazil. Angel Aguao scored the lone goal for Paraguay. Meanwhile, Argentina under-20 team has also qualified for the 2025 World Cup after they beat Colombia by 1-0. Jan Sabiabre scored the only goal for Argentina. Brazil currently sits atop The final faced standings with 9 points after 3 matches, closely followed by Argentina with 9 points also. In a blockbuster night of European, in other words, world football, 10 former champions take the field in the knockout phase playoffs of the UEFA Champions League today. Among the 16 teams of knockout phase, 10 has won the title at least once, with Spanish giants Real Madrid leading the list with 15 titles. Real Madrid takes on former champions Manchester City in England in the most coveted encounter of the night at 2 a.m. Bangladesh Standard Time. German crowd puller Borussia Dortmund faces Portugal's Sporting Lisbon at 2 a.m. also. Italian powerhouse two-time winners Juventus will play against PSV Eindhoven at 2 a.m. Paris Saint-Germain will take on Brest FC at 11:45 p.m. Bangladesh Standard Time. We are at the end of the bulletin. Before ending the headlines once again. World Bank supports the reforms programs of the interim government. World Bank Vice President informs about the support during a call-on with Chief Advisor. Election Commission holds meeting with 18 development partner countries regarding election. Government will take decision about the election schedule. International Crimes Tribunal will announce the verdict of 4 out of 16 cases filed on July killing within October next, informs law advisor. Law enforcing agencies and judiciary must work together so that the terrorist does not get involved again after getting bail, says Home Advisor. Young generation must come forward to build future Bangladesh, says Youth and Sports Advisor. Israel carrying out genocide in West Bank, also in Gaza style. Ceasefire will be cancelled if all the hostages not freed by February 15, warns Trump. And Sohail Akhtar of Bangladesh banned for 5 years under ICC anti-corruption code. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our next Midnight Bangla News Bulletin. Until then, Allah Hafiz.
আসছে ফাগুন, তাই সাজছে বইমেলাও। বসন্তবরণ প্রস্তুতি যেন আগে ভাগেই ডেকে এনেছে বই বসন্ত উৎসব। পুরো মেলা প্রাঙ্গণ এখন আগাম বসন্ত বাতাসময়। তাতে চনমনে প্রাণবন্ত পাঠক। কেউ মগ্ন সংস্কৃতি আড্ডায়, কেউ বা ডুবে আছেন গ্রন্থ গহীনে। সময় গড়িয়ে চলায় আপন তাড়নাতেই উপস্থিতি বাড়ছে সব বয়সী পাঠকেরই। বইমেলা মানে তো প্রিয় বর্ণমালার বর্ণাঢ্যতা, বর্ণ বৈভব। লোকারণ্যের রূপ নিয়ে ফুলেল ফাগুন সাজেই আগুয়ান এখন এই শব্দমালার শোভাযাত্রা। রাজধানী এবং আশপাশের বিভিন্ন এলাকা থেকে অভিভাবকের হাত ধরে শিশু কিশোরেরা সমবেত মেলায়।
গতবারের চেয়ে এবারে ভিন্নতা আছে। আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে এই বছর আমরা যেটা আসছে একটা স্বাধীনতার ভাব আছে, আমরা কথা বলতে পারি, আমাদের ইচ্ছাটা প্রকাশ করতে পারি। আমরা পারতাম না যেটা আগে, এখন পারি। সব তারুণ্যই মানে উচ্ছ্বাস, সব তারুণ্যই মানে পরিবর্তনের ছোঁয়া। আমাদের এখানে আজকে যা দেখা যাচ্ছে বা দেখছি আমরা, সবই তারুণ্যের ফল।
আমি বিশ্ব সাহিত্য কেন্দ্রের বই পড়ছি অনেক, এখানে বিভিন্ন ধরনের বই আমি পড়ছি। ঠাকুমার ঝুড়ির গল্প পড়েছি, তারপর হুমায়ুন আহমেদের বিভিন্ন গল্প।
বসন্তের ভাবনা তো সবারই থাকে, একটু এক্সক্লুসিভ থাকে, তো দেখা যাচ্ছে ফ্যামিলি নিয়ে থাকে বা আদার্স ফ্রেন্ড সার্কেল বা প্রিয়জন মানে প্রিয় মানুষের সাথেও থাকে, তো ওই রকম মিলিয়ে যদি বইমেলা আসা হয় তো ভালোই। আমার প্রিয় লেখক হচ্ছে আরিফ আজাদ, তো ওনার বই আমার খুব ভালো লাগে। তো ওনার বইগুলো এবার মেলা থেকে আমি মানে ম্যাক্সিমাম বই ওনার, তো ওই বইগুলো কালেক্ট করেছি। এই স্টলগুলো অনেক ভালো হয়েছে, তারপর চারিদিকে অনেক পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্নতা মানে আছে, তারপরে মেলার পরিবেশও ভালো, সবকিছু মিলে আলহামদুলিল্লাহ।
লেখায় রেখায় নিজেকে বুঝে নেয়ার পাশাপাশি কেউ বা উৎসুক শিল্পীর আঁকিবুকিতে নিজেকে দেখে নেয়। পছন্দের বা প্রয়োজনের বই সংগ্রহের পাশাপাশি লেখকের সাথে সংযোগেও ইচ্ছুক অনেকেই। তাই তো মূল মঞ্চের আলোচনায় যোগ দেওয়ার পাশাপাশি লেখক পাঠক ভাবনা বিনিময় আয়োজন নিয়েও বাড়ছে আগ্রহ। এদিকে কবি এএসএম আব্দুল হালিমের দুটি কাব্যগ্রন্থের মোড়ক উন্মোচন অনুষ্ঠান হয়ে গেল বাংলা একাডেমির আব্দুল করিম সাহিত্য বিশারদ মিলনায়তনে। মোড়ক উন্মোচন করেন প্রধান উপদেষ্টা কার্যালয়ের মুখ্য সচিব সিরাজউদ্দিন মিয়া। আলোচনায় অংশ নেন বিশিষ্টজনেরা।
সৃষ্টিশীল মনোবৃত্তি থাকার পরও সেটা বহিঃপ্রকাশ অনেকে করতে পারেননি। হালিম স্যার, এএসএম আব্দুল হালিম, এটা বরাবরই চর্চা করেছেন। তিনি এর আগে বেশ কয়েকটা বই প্রকাশ করেছেন। আজকের অনুষ্ঠানে দুটো বইয়ের মোড়ক উন্মোচন হলো। আমি প্রকাশককে অভিনন্দন জানাই, জেনিয়াস প্রকাশন। তারা খুব সুন্দরভাবে বই দুটো প্রকাশ করেছেন, সুন্দর মলাকে, প্রচ্ছদে এবং কোয়ালিটিতে। ইনি যে বইটি উই রিবোল্ট, এটার প্রথম পৃষ্ঠায় উল্লেখ করছেন ইঙ্ক অফ লিবার্টি, poems remembering the revolutionary who gave us freedom। অত্যন্ত ভারী কথা, এটা সব কবি কবিতার বইয়ের প্রথম ইয়েতে লিখেন না, লিখতে পারেন না। এএসএম আব্দুল হালিম সাহেব সেটা লিখেছেন।
প্রতিদিনই নতুন নতুন বইয়ের মোড়ক উন্মোচন যেন মেলার উৎসবময়তায় যোগ করে চলেছে বাড়তি রং। বরাবরের মতোই মেলায় কবিতার বইয়ের সংখ্যাই সর্বোচ্চ। দ্বিতীয় সর্বোচ্চ বলতে গল্প উপন্যাস। শিশুতোষ বই তো আছেই, বেরিয়েছে প্রবন্ধ নিবন্ধের সংকলন, জীবনী গ্রন্থ, গবেষণামূলক বই, আর পাঠক আগ্রহের কারণে ইতিহাস রাজনীতি বিষয়ক বইও আসছে বেশ। তবে 10 দিন পেরোনো মেলায় এবার প্রকাশিত বই গেল বছরের এ সময়টার তুলনায় কিছুটা কমই। কারণ হিসেবে কেউ কেউ বলছেন মেলার মাস শুরুর আগে কিছুটা অস্বস্তি ছিল প্রকাশক মহলে। তাছাড়া বছর দুয়েক আগে কাগজপত্র সহ আনুষঙ্গিক সরঞ্জামের দাম বেড়ে যাওয়াও নতুন প্রকাশনা কিছুটা কম হওয়ার কারণ। তবে বিজ্ঞজনেরা বলছেন পালা বদলের বাস্তবতায় পরিস্থিতি বিবেচনায় বই সংখ্যা কমে গেছে বলা ঠিক নয়। কারণ সংখ্যা কিছুটা কম হলেও বইগুলো মানসম্মত কিনা সেটি বেশি গুরুত্বের দাবি রাখে। আর আশাব্যঞ্জক দিক হচ্ছে এবার বইয়ের